In this video, I'm going to talk about the reality of SEO in 2025 and share with you the 4 key strategies or ideas you need to know to be successful with SEO in 2025. This is going to be a pretty quick video, so I really hope you can watch from start to finish, because if you can't watch a video about SEO from start to finish, then SEO is probably not for you, because SEO requires patience. And why should you listen to me in the first place? My name is Miko Martinez. I've been in the SEO industry for over 6 years now. I worked on over 200 projects, and I've helped scale some of them to over 7 figures in annual revenue. So I think I know a thing or two about SEO. Anyway, let's get to the video. So the reality of SEO in 2025 and the 4 key strategies or ideas you need to know to be successful with SEO in 2025. The first one is backlinks are king. With AI-generated content flooding the web, Google relies on backlinks more than ever, because the truth is content is being commoditized, right? And with AI, there's very little differentiation between content pieces these days. Like, just Google any keyword, any competitive keyword, and compare the top 3 results. They're usually very similar and very top-notch. So with content being very similar and low differentiation these days, Google needs to rely more and more on backlinks, right? So, in 2025, backlinks are truly king. Strategies that work well for us in 2025 are link insertions on pages with traffic. This has been, number one on top. Like, if you just build link insertions on pages with traffic, you'll probably see ranking improvements. Number 2, guest posts. And the key here is you want to try to rank them, because the reason link insertions on pages with traffic do so well is because that they're ranking well and they have some traffic, right? So you kind of want your guest posts to be the same. Gone are the days where you can write a 500-word guest post and think that this will move the needle. You kind of want to write a guest post with the intention of that guest post ranking. It doesn't have to rank in the top 3. Like, it'll still do well if it's on like the bottom of page 1, page 2, page 3. As long as it ranks pretty well for some keywords, some long tail keywords, these guest posts are going to be more effective than your typical 500-word guest post that is ranking on page 10, right? So if you're building guest posts, you want to try to rank them. Number 3, SaaS links. These SaaS websites, because of all the attention they get, all the PR they're doing, get a ton of high quality backlinks. And it just makes sense to get backlinks from these SaaS sites with a lot of these quality referring domains. And last but not least, of course, digital PR. This is all the rage these days. Everyone's using this to acquire super high quality, high DR backlinks. Obviously, this is probably the most difficult amongst the strategies working well in 2025, but it's also the most rewarding. Okay. So yeah, that's number 1. Backlinks are king in 2025. Number 2, user experience is crucial. Because Google is battling like addictive social platforms, like more people are spending time on TikTok these days. And some people are even using TikTok as a search engine. Google is now obsessed with user experience and making sure that if someone is searching for something, the experience of searching something on Google versus, let's say, TikTok is better. That users are finding better answers to their questions and just having a better user experience on search engines like Google, right? So when visitors find exactly what they're looking for, Google will actually reward you. What this means is that you need to be clear above the fold. So if someone's searching for, let's say, a 10-step Korean skincare routine, Google wants it that if they land on your page, they want users to quickly understand or know that, oh, they're in the right place, right? Like, if they're Googling Korean skincare routine, above the fold immediately, there's no ads, there's no random images. It's pretty clear that, oh, okay, this is the 10-step Korean skincare routine, and I will get my answers here. And number 2, you want to answer search queries fast. If someone's asking a question, you want it immediately, above the fold, above all the content. the answer to that question, and then you can expound. Because what's been happening previously was that a lot of people were basically adding so much fluff to the content to reach a certain word count that the answer to the question, it was difficult to immediately find the answer to the question. So users had to scroll down a bit, basically read a bunch of content that didn't answer their question, and before they finally found the answer, right? These days, you want to answer immediately at the top, right? Like, oh, what's the 10-step Korean skincare routine? And then you have like the 10 steps immediately. And then you can expound, okay, step 1 is this, step 2 is this, step 3 is this. But yeah, you want to answer search queries as fast as possible. You don't, and that ties into number 3, which is don't make visitors hunt for info. Like again, they're on your website or page for a reason. If you make it difficult to find the answers to their questions, this is not a good look. This is a negative ranking signal for search engines like Google, right? And the last thing is like it's simply like just make sure your users are finding exactly what they're looking for. The best example would be like an e-com brand, like an e-com website, right? Like if they're looking for a certain product, you want to make sure that if they land on your product page, that they're purchasing that product. Or if they have questions about that product, they don't have to go to another site or another brand to get answers to those questions. You want to have the answers to those questions, on your product page, at the bottom of your product page. And eventually you want to make sure that they buy your product. If they end up on your page, if, like, for example, you rank number 1 right now for your product page, and they go to your product page and they end up not buying your product, they end up going back to the search engine results page, going to another brand and going and buying their product instead, or finding their answers to their questions on that product page instead, you'll eventually be outranked by that other brand. Because it's basically telling the story that, oh, users who found your site didn't get the answers they were looking for, didn't buy your product, and they went to another brand and they got their answers, they bought their product, and basically Google's going to know that, okay, maybe this brand is actually better than your brand, and it'll eventually outrank you. So that's number 2. User experience is crucial in 2025. Okay, next. Number 3, large brands are winning. There's just no way around it. If you Google any competitive keyword, you'll see that the top ranking websites are all large brands, because Google favors real brands. You can't build a small brand now and expect to rank for the most competitive keywords, right? So you need brand searches. You need an active online presence, whether that's through social media, through like a community. Basically, you just need engagement beyond SEO, right? You cannot just rely on SEO as your sole traffic source. I think in like the Yandex leak, there was a part of the algorithm showing that there is actually a filter checking whether a website has multiple traffic sources, right? And it's not just relying on SEO. So it's really important these days to build a real brand with, again, brand searches, an active online presence, and investing in different traffic sources or different traffic channels, not just SEO alone. So to do this, you want to build your brand with PR. You want to invest in social media. Pinterest and Facebook are really good for this, and even invest in paid advertising, because paid advertising helps. Not only like will it, if you do it well, will you get a good ROI? It helps you get brand searches. It gives you an online presence outside of SEO. So it's just a no-brainer if if you're really serious about building a brand and making sure that your SEO does work well, right? Effective SEO is not just SEO these days. It's actually just general brand building as well. Okay. And the last thing, number 4, is that your content must be top notch. There's just no excuse to have subpar quality content these days, especially since you can just use AI, right? AI makes it easier to create quality content. And if you Google any competitive keyword and look at the top 3 ranking pages, you'll see that they're all very similar and they all are top notch. They all answer the query or question very well. And that makes sense, right? Like AI makes it easy to make sure that you're creating quality content. So you want to use AI to craft articles that at least match what's currently ranking and ideally beat what's currently ranking on Google. And you can do this several ways, right? Like you can either add a useful graphic or add some information that your competitors failed to mention, add your personal experience. There's just a few ways to do this, but in the end, like again, content there's there's no excuse not to create top-notch content, quality content. And if your content is still subpar with AI, then yeah, you have a problem. You're not going to rank. Okay. So yeah, those are the four key ideas, core strategies that are working in 2025 today, right? To reiterate, number one, backlinks are king. Number two, user experience is crucial. Number three, large brands are winning. And number four, your content must be top notch, right? If you can nail all four of these, you're going to be very successful with SEO in 2025. Okay. So that's it for now. If you found this helpful, please leave a like. It really helps. And if you want to learn more about SEO, then please subscribe to the channel. I have a ton of videos just about SEO. And if you don't have the time to do this yourself and you want us to take care of your SEO for you, I'll leave a link in the description. You can apply to work with us. And yeah, that's it for now. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for listening. Cheers.